Welcome back to the Captain's Quadrant. I'm your co-host, Joe Dove. With me, as always, that's So Jason for Science Officer Jason. And with his new name is Speedy McWheels, our lovely co-host. And this week we got a special treat for you. We have a soundtrack.
Nice.
That's So Jason has been working those turntables, and he's doing a little scratching. You might hear it in the background, but we're having a good time. We're loving it, and it's a dope sound. So we like it. It's very sensual. Puts us in the mood to talk all things Star Trek in this. To talk. All things Star Trek and Lower Decks season 3. Yeah.
I don't know. I never know what show I'm on from one week to the other. We're here to talk about He-Man, right?
No. That's the other show. This is 1 week later. We're here to talk about last week's.
No, we're not. It's not 1 week later. It's a different show.
Okay. Let's get serious and let's talk She-Hulk.
Let's talk about Lower Decks. Let us jump into.
Thanks.
He's so happy to get that. He's so happy.
It is nice.
It is vegan. It's right up his alley.
Nothing like clearing the air.
So I gotta say, this was a lot of fun.
Yes.
This was probably one of the better episodes, even as a standalone Star Trek episode compared to some of the greats that we've experienced. I think it's on par with those great episodes like The Best of Both Worlds. It was so good. There was I've never liked a Star Trek episode as much as I've liked this one, because you had an espionage story. Yeah, it was a great episode. Thank you, KB Games. I want to just say real quick hello to KB Games, our friend from the other side of the United States.
Hello, KB Games.
And Aaron Sugar, how you doing?
Hello,
I'm just trying
Aaron.
to avoid the Klingon clown posse.
Is Mom here tonight?
Mom will be maybe not.
Okay. Yeah, it's gonna break my heart if she don't show up.
I'll let her know. That'll really make her day. Just so you know. I already sent her the message, so hopefully she shows up. Anyway, this was a great episode. It had elements that reminded me of Star Trek 5. And Star Trek 6.
I was gonna say you don't start out saying it's a great episode and then compare it to Star Trek 5.
No, Star Trek's oxymoron.
That's your evidence.
Although the Shatner rock monsters were there, so I don't know.
Yeah. No, it's just because he had that shapeshifter woman that it was in the prison with him, and she was part of the big overall espionage plan, and the rock creatures were part of the espionage plan in this one. So that element was very cool. I really enjoyed it. What did you guys think? We'll start with that. So Jason,
it's a real tight episode.
Yeah,
there's not a lot of fat on the bones, as I like to say with this. It is just pretty well. They had their story. They knew exactly the way they wanted to go with this, and it shows. Again, it does go from strength to strength. I particularly like Jesus, why have I gone blank on her name? What's the green girl's name, guys?
Tendi.
Tendi. I just really come to love her more and more and more. And this one, I was feeling the cringe with her. As soon as she's aligned for that mentor, I was embarrassed watching any interaction because I felt for her straight away. But no, that whole espionage plot was awesome, dude. Yeah, absolutely awesome. So yeah, I wouldn't say it's in one of the best.
Oh, it was one of my.
But it's definitely not average, and it's definitely not bad. It's probably just quite a good above average episode.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for my introduction.
Oh, sorry. Please, sir, give us your. Are you gonna sneeze?
I'm waiting for my introduction, and I'm just.
All right,
I'm ready.
Speedy McWheels, what did you think of the episode?
I enjoyed it as well. I don't think I'm quite gonna fall all over myself for it as you did. There were some things in it that I thought.
You fall over yourself.
Yeah, whatever. I don't know. I don't know idioms. I'm like Drax. If I stand still long enough, you won't see me, and I don't understand metaphor very well. No, I thought that there were some things in it that kind of took away from the plot a little bit. I'm not a big fan of stories where a character has to become uncharacteristically stupid for a plot to work, and I think that that's what they did to Captain Freeman in this episode. She was a little too extra about fighting with the captain of the Carlsbad.
Yeah.
And I think that took away a lot from it, because I think that it could have been done a lot more cleverly. Maybe if she suspected that there was a listening device in it from the beginning, and that would have been like that, explain the uncharacteristicness. But no, she was just being stubborn and petty, and I don't know, that I found that a little off-putting. But the episode itself, other than that, I really enjoyed. I'm enjoying so much the lore of the Great Koala that is being built every episode, because canonically Star Trek now has a god in its universe, and that god is a koala. Because not only was the Great Koala mentioned in this episode, he was also linked to the Black Mountain, which brought Shax back to life.
Yes.
And in the Star Trek corporate logo that plays before the episode even starts, who did you see in the nebula behind the Cerritos as it made the big Starfleet Delta? The Great Koala. The Great Koala watches all. The Great Koala knows all. Why is he smiling? What does he know?
Oh my goodness. Well, I've got good news, guys.
As an Australian, I don't trust him.
Yeah.
No, he's probably got chlamydia.
Oh.
Mom!
Yeah, she's returned from the nebula.
Yay!
The Great Koala has awakened her from her slumber.
Thank the Great Koala.
Dr. Leah Brown is still haunted. I wonder if Rutherford is related to Geordi.
It's possible.
I wouldn't. I hope
how does he
know?
know? How does he know Leah Brahms though? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, that was weird. You know, she scanned it
and was trying to tell
them.
Yeah.
What are we?
Oh, Tendi. They're talking about Tendi. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't we wait for all the comments in 10 forward, and then we'll just go through them all?
Yeah.
That way, rather than the show we're just going to be answering. We love you guys watching, but then we'll just be stuck. Like
everybody except for you, Tom. You know who you are. You know what you did.
All right, let's move on.
All right, we're moving on now.
Yes.
Awesome. Let's go there.
Andy Sullivan.
Mining the mind's mind. While Tendi starts her new science officer training with an unlikely mentor, the rest of the Star Trek Lower Decks gang must fight their fantasies in Mining the Mind's Mind.
Has anybody noticed that Dr.
Concept, isn't it?
Have you ever noticed that Dr. Miglimoo is dressed just like Carl Sagan?
No, I've not made that.
I have not. No,
I wasn't really aware of Carl Sagan's fashion sense.
Well, shame on you. Shame on you.
The turtleneck and the white jacket.
Turtleneck and the he dressed as Carl Sagan.
I didn't know.
Yeah. Oh, did you?
Yeah, I've just been a smug asshole.
Did you?
Anyway,
are you?
All right.
All right, let's move on.
But that's what a great idea for a plot, though, guys. Hey?
Yeah.
It's a fun idea. It's a perfect Lower Decks idea.
Oh, sure.
Forget about the execution for a sec, but the idea of it is like, it's a perfect one.
Yeah.
I would have seen that on the whiteboard somewhere and gone, oh, cool, please let me write that one. It's fun.
Yeah. That would have been fun, yeah. All right, let's move on.
Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit.
Welcome to our pros and cons section of the Captain's Quadrant. I'm going to kick it off this week because I have so much wondrous and wonderful things to say about this episode.
Sure, take all the wind out of our sails. Go right ahead.
Sail away, sail away, sail away. Yeah, it sounds like you're gonna set me up for ruin here. But like I said, the subplot with the espionage, the fun banter between the two captains, the captain of the Cerritos and the captain of the other ship. There's just so much to unpack and so much to enjoy in this episode. I say it's one of the best. One thing that really got me was the way that when the mirages, so to speak, touched you, you turned to stone. So you become part of that collective. And I thought that was a really neat add-on to this episode, too. That was like another almost third plot. But the front and fore part of the episode was the dueling ensigns dealing with completion of their task before the other, and I thought that was so much fun. and they did it in such a fun way. When I was a kid and we knocked over something at one of the toy stores that's no longer around, I remember picking up those balls and acting like I was a great basketball player. Now, I'm not really that tall, believe it or not. So basketball was never an opportunity or an option in my life. So I was like, oh, Jordan, because that's how old I am. So it just had so many little nuggets that were just great for the memory banks.
Jason, he thinks he's old because he was around when Jordan was. Okay, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was my hero.
No way, you're not that much older than me.
My basketball hero was the short guy from the Harlem Globetrotters.
Oh, Curly Joe.
Curly Joe.
Curly Joe.
You could have been a Curly Joe.
I could have been a Curly Joe. Yeah, that'd have been
you
great.
could have been a Captain Joe.
The only thing that stands in your way is the only thing that stands in your way is talent.
Yeah.
or ability to play basketball.
Ability.
Talent. Yeah.
No, I have talent. I just, not when it comes to basketball. All right, Speedy. What did you think? Pros and cons.
Well, as I said, my con was that I think that Freeman was too much out of character. She was a little too petty, a little too out of character. But as for the cons, I think the episode was a lot of fun. There was lots of fun callbacks. Everything from Leah Brahms to I can't remember the big bird serpent's name from the animated series. I love the animated series call-outs. And they should have pronounced it both ways like they did on the animated series. I think that would have been just such a great Easter egg, kind of like Shatner and Spock, and Nimoy did, because they didn't know how to pronounce it and they weren't recording it in the same room. So in the episode, they both pronounced this name differently. I thought that would have been a really good touch, but they didn't do it. But whatever, fine, whatever.
Is that a pro or a con?
I don't know. That's me rambling.
Okay.
I love the fact that it showed up. Quizzocal or whatever his name was.
Yeah,
I can't even remember.
Yeah.
Quizcocal, yes, or Quizzocal, or whatever they pronounce.
Quizzocal.
Got it. Quizzocal. Borg snakes, Klingon clowns, Andorian werewolves.
Yeah, that was cool.
I just can't. I love the fact that Mariner's biggest fear is commitment.
Yeah,
that's great.
Yes.
Yeah,
that was great.
But I enjoyed the episode quite a bit. Like I said, I'm not going to sing its praises quite as much as our good captain did. I'm going to respectfully disagree. I think it was a better than average episode, but probably not top material. I think it was a little too hampered by some convenient storytelling and getting characters out of their character zone too much. But Tendi was a big plus. Again, the Great Koala. I'm waiting for them to do a big Great Koala episode, or not. Don't do a Great Koala. Just keep dropping those Easter eggs. I don't know. I just love it all. Love it all.
Loves it all, but doesn't really bask in the glimmer that is the shininess of this fantastic episode. All right, that's so. It was a
good episode. It just wasn't my favorite. That's all.
Yeah, it's fine. You can be wrong. It's okay.
That's fine. I'm making a living out of being wrong. That's fine.
No, wait. Did you, teacher? You're always right. You have the answers.
It's just because they gave me the book that has the answers in it. Without that book, I am useless.
That's not true. I know how smart you are. That's so Jason.
Then you would know that I'm correct, and this episode was not the greatest.
Go for it, buddy.
Yeah, look, I'll be that annoying person who's going to go split down the middle here. I'm more leaning towards Jason in the fact it's an above average episode. That's where it lives for me. The con, in a way, I hate saying this, there's two ways to look at this point I'm about to make, and that is, it was very predictable, but I enjoyed that element of the episode.
Yeah.
It's a fun idea, but it's not an idea where you didn't see what was kind of coming. It was pretty laid out bad, so there wasn't really any surprise for that. And I feel this show at times generally takes me to places I wasn't expecting. And this is now, I think, probably one of the first times that I felt I knew where the story was kind of heading. But in saying that, none of what I was watching, even though I knew it was coming up, wasn't enjoyable. It was all pretty enjoyable for the most part. Yeah, I mean, did I predict that we would see, Klingon clouds? No, I didn't see that. But But you know what I mean? You kind of know, okay, they're gonna get characters gonna be here. We're gonna have, and all kind of a general kind of like plot outline. So, but yeah, I think it was fun. Honestly, it's I don't get all those animated references. That's what I was trying to say. I don't get all of them. So now I'm starting to think I'm not the right person to really give this a proper review. I think I have to go and binge watch the animated series.
I think there was just the one.
Yeah, it was only the one. Yeah, only the one.
I feel like you've mentioned it before, and I'm going, are they deep diving into doing a lot of animated references?
They do one animated reference, at least one every episode or two. It's not every episode, but you know, every now and again they'll drop one, and you'll be like, I remember that.
Now,
you know, it was weird because we watched Star Trek Day. I think I watched Star Trek Day just before I watched this episode.
Oh,
and I wish I hadn't now.
No.
You know, because it demystifies some of the character. Like, it doesn't demystify, it just pulls the curtain. So now when I'm seeing that bird doctor, I can't remember his name. No, the mentor, sorry, doing the Carl Sagan lookalike.
Yeah.
Miggly Moo. Miggly Moo.
Yeah. I'm seeing the actor who portrays him because he was one of the hosts.
Really? I didn't watch Star Trek Day. I was, working.
Yeah. Well,
Some
for
of us
us,
have
it was
jobs.
like the
Living
day
your best
was meaning
life.
I was up at 4:00 in the morning watching it. So,
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But yeah, nonetheless, it was a fun episode. But Joe, I'm really happy that you loved it.
Thank you.
You know? And I would never say I hated it. But that's as much as I
nowhere near hate it. Lower Decks has never done a hateable episode.
No, then they won't be on the Wheel of Agony in our other show.
No, unless they totally screw the pooch in some way. I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Your passion for it says to me I need to go back and watch it though. I will say that.
No, I'm
actually
perfectly
now I'm thinking
happy.
I have to go back and watch it.
I'm perfectly happy that you find value in something that I did not find of equal value, and I wish you nothing but happiness with your incorrect opinion.
Oh, okay. We'll see. I'm gonna dismiss you today.
Hold on. Let me do that disrespectful Vulcan salute on the way out.
Yeah, that's what's what.
Let us move on to.
This is terrible. I like it.
I feel like that's what we're doing right now.
That just summed up the entire episode of the show.
Yeah.
That is terrible. I like it.
I like it.
It's great.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. Let's go hammer the comments, guys.
Yeah, let's see.
That dial was going up more like a hot girl on Instagram. Those notifications were just coming through, weren't they?
Yeah. She made it. Hi, Virginia. My mom's got a face.
There you go.
She designs the ships.
Who designs the ships?
Leah Brahms. Everybody knows Leah Brahms. Because I asked asked how did Rutherford know her, and I guess she would be kind of famous. She designed the Galaxy class.
Yeah. Who, me? Does that make Joe a koala kid?
No.
Oh boy.
Oh, I think your mum thought we were accusing her of being a god koala.
Well,
no.
Accusing her of being a
Definitely not
god.
compare you to a god koala. And to be honest,
I could be a deity.
You're
That's
so
fine.
much nicer than real koalas.
Oh man, I really gotta go down there.
You just see them up in trees as you walk by. Keep walking, mate.
Basically,
they pull out little knives.
You want chlamydia? Keep walking.
They hiss at you, mate.
Oh really?
They sit up in the tree going.
Oh wow.
Yeah, do yourself a favor out there. Google koala hissing.
Oh
god, I've seen a wet koala. That's frightening. The wet koala is frightening to see too.
Oh, I've seen the wet koala.
Yeah.
That's not good. I don't like that.
So my mom and KB are saying hello. I love that they are the Enterprise of support
that was
ships.
something I love so much.
A great line.
Yeah.
That is a very good line. Good pick up there.
I love that the Cerritos is getting recognition because, quite honestly, even though they are like a lower tier ship, they're doing some extraordinary things, and I love the fact that they're the hero amongst the other lower tier ships. And I don't know. To me, that was just such a great moment.
It was.
You know what? I have to pull back on something because I didn't see that little moment coming. So I just went on a 5-minute rant about how it was predictable, but I really appreciated them going, no, we're obsessed by you.
Yeah, I'm right. Yeah, it's okay. You can say it.
I didn't see the alliance between the scientists and
It
the rock
doesn't
people, to be honest.
higher the level of the episode.
Sure did.
No, it did not.
Well, at least we live to see another day.
I'm going to review bomb this.
The smiling
On
koala.
Rotten
The smiling.
Tomatoes.
It is the great koala. May we all bask in the glory of its eucalyptus farts.
So the Aztec
Quetzalcoatl.
Quetzalcoatl, according to my
So
seventh grade-
Nimoy and Shatner both said it wrong.
Yeah.
Miggly Moo.
Miggly Moo. That was
I love Miggly Moo.
that was a fun one.
Miggly Moo is basically the Counselor Troy of the Cerritos.
Yeah.
Except he's not hot, so that's like against him. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
I didn't know that Vulcans had. Oh yes, it's this. They
Yeah.
give this to you. That's the Vulcan middle finger.
I also find the show to be a great character episode. They find out that they are not a joke. See?
Yes,
Very good
wonderful,
point.
wonderful.
That is
point.
an
Thank
excellent
you.
point.
Yeah,
And I
see?
think
And it
who
elevates the
benefits out of
episode.
that? Who benefits out of the
You
most?
okay, bud?
I'm fine.
Who benefits the most out of finding out that they're not the worst? Who do you think it impacts more for their confidence?
I would say.
I would say
probably be-
Boimler.
well, not only Boimler, I would say Mariner would be my guess because she's
Mariner
always the
more
one
so.
who's. Mariner's always the one who's trying to get people to think she doesn't care, but I don't think anybody cares more than Mariner does.
Yeah.
Exactly. In
Yeah.
fact, I think it's Bolmir, like it's out there, right? All his
Yeah.
insecurities are out there. There's nothing to it. Mariner spends a lot of her emotional energy in hiding that fact.
Yes, she
Yeah.
It means more to her than it does to him.
Yeah.
does. Yes.
Right?
They are in fact famous around the fleet for their exports.
But
exploits, excuse me.
Still can't get into that party though.
No.
No.
Right.
Neither did I. Heck no, we're not koalas. We've lived STD-free life so far. Here we
So
go back.
far.
Space
with
Mum, a
chlamydia
bit too
so
much
far.
information there. Thanks.
Oh, I don't want to think about that.
Yeah. Space Mom is cool.
Yeah, it's definitely a big deal for
Yes.
Mariner. We totally agree.
Yeah.
And then with the rep that she has,
It would
it
matter,
would matter the most. Yeah.
Because
Exactly.
Cerritos is her last chance, and she's
Yeah,
making a
that's it.
name for herself.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Is there anything you want to bring up about this episode? That's so Jason.
Oh, look, I mean, overall, there's not, no, not really. I think I've said
Okay.
it. To be really honest with you, and going really, I'm just going over the same kind of thing. Yeah. I think KB James brought up a good point about it was very good for the characters, this episode.
Yeah.
And even some of the side characters got a bit more, I suppose, than they normally would. So, the Doctor, her mentor.
Miggly Moo.
Miggly Moo, yeah.
Miggly Moo.
I just like saying Miggly Moo.
Yeah, Miggly Moo. So, I mean, we got to see a lot more Miggly Moo than we would normally see.
Or really want to.
Or want to, and he is such a grating character. I
He
can't
really
deal with him.
is.
Like,
He is, but that's the whole point.
It's by design, and that's what makes it brilliant.
The thing is, he's not trying. He's actually like a very sweet character. It's just he just rubs everybody the wrong way, and it's not. I don't even think it's his fault. I think it's just like, oh, it's Miggly Moo. Hi
I wonder if
everybody,
this
would
is-
you like some snacks? I'm gonna make some food puns.
Yeah, there he is. There, yeah.
Yeah,
And
Miggly
there's a
Moo.
heap of pictures there too, Joe. You can go through them if you need to. Do you think it's Lower Decks' commentary on how people felt about Neelix? Is Miggly Moo that they specifically went, well, this
I-
audience hates Neelix, so we're going to give him a character.
I respect Neelix. We
beautiful,
respect
that is
Neelix
respect-
in this house. Neelix is a fine, wonderful character who gave of himself to make sure other people did not go hungry
I'm
or
agreeing
afraid.
with you.
We respect Neelix in this house.
I'm agreeing
I'm
with
glad
you,
I
and
don't
I'm
live in
also
that
saying-
house.
And I'm also saying that the makers of Lower Decks really love him as well, and that's why they're
Could be.
a character to try to make fun of that idea. Maybe I'm completely wrong.
No, I
Either
think
way,
you're right. It's a good.
By the way, Miggly Moo, he can stay a side character.
Yeah.
Yes.
We don't
bring
need
him
a
up
Miggly
like-
Miggly
lot
Moo
more of him.
character.
Yeah, we don't need more Neelix. Thank you.
No.
Okay,
now who's the person hating on Neelix?
And in turn, hating on this episode. Look at you, Mr. This is one of the best episodes of all time, except for this one central character that I hate. Look at that.
Drives the B
He's not
plot.
central. He's not central.
There we go. Fantastic.
this one actually.
Yep.
KB Games says, and he doesn't know anything about working in Starfleet. Yeah, that was a good
Well,
point. It was like,
see,
oh yeah, I'm your mentor.
I don't
Yeah.
think he's making fun of Neelix. I think he's making fun of Counselor Troy. Like, what if Counselor Troy was a dude? Because she didn't know anything about how Starfleet worked either. You know, she was. Remember, whenever disaster came around and Rose said, you know, if we don't get this fixed, the core will breach. She goes, "What does that mean?"
Yeah.
The
I
ship
can see
will
that.
explode.
Yeah, that's
And
a
then
good-
and then 2 years later, she's, you know, a commander and she's on the bridge. I'm gonna ram the ship into something.
You know, I'm not going to unhear the word Miggy Moo.
Miggly moo.
Miggly Moo.
Miggly moo.
I don't think that he's like Troy. I don't think he holds rank.
Well, Troy,
Oh no.
well, Troy never had her rank on her collar either, if you remember. So he may have a uniform. Who knows? Maybe Jellicoe will come on board and say, Miggly Moo, I would feel a lot more comfortable if you wore a uniform or a form-fitting leotard.
Oh boy.
I think this comment, okay, Neelix was annoying a lot of the time in Voyager. I would say he was written specifically to do that.
He was
But
the
he was a
comedy relief.
victim a lot of that.
He was. He was
He
the
treated
victim.
poorly with the writers.
He was a
Even though
victim
he
of
came off
trauma.
Annoying, like they really didn't give his. Yeah, and he became a clown. Let's face it. That's why everyone has this. They ended up using him like a clown, and I hate that.
I will say something I've said about Neelix all the time. Neelix lost his entire family. He lost his home, and then, you know, instead of becoming mean and bitter, he spent his life trying to make sure other people were comfortable and fed because he wanted to make sure no one else had to suffer the same pain he did.
Yeah.
A bunch of
it's-
strangers from across the galaxy.
Exactly. He wanted to make sure that they were comfortable and fed and safe.
Yeah.
And that's why I
Wait,
think
is it-
Neelix is such an underrated character. And
Is
I
there
fully
really
agree.
Good, is there really good like fiction about what happens to Neelix after that?
Well,
I
There was the first season episode called Jatrell, and it's where Neelix has to come face to face with a scientist who came up with a weapon that destroyed his homeworld. And the scientist was played, but he's a Star Trek character actor, and I don't remember his name, but he played so many characters. Like, I want to say he played Mark Twain, if I'm not mistaken. I could be mistaken. He played the first changeling. No, the changeling that Odo met. No, not Sal.
Not J.G. Hertzler.
No, it wasn't him. It was oh my goodness. They come across
Bye, Mom.
Oh, bye, Mom. He comes across a changeling that's just like floating in space who's never been to the Great Link. He's like one of the ones that were cast off like Odo was.
Yeah, the
And
Lost.
Was that
That was
J.G.
J.G. Hertzler. Yeah.
Oh
yeah,
my
yeah.
gosh. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Oh
What
no,
was it?
this dude was the Romulan in the Defector, who defected over to the Enterprise D, and then it turned out it was just a big ploy to like get the Enterprise into the neutral zone.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, I don't remember his name, but yeah, he's
don't.
got such
what
a
I
great
meant was-
distinctive voice.
Yeah, what I
Yeah.
was trying to say was Neelix, or stories where they're comic books or fan-made films about what happened to Neelix after Voyager.
There are novels. Neelix remained at the Talaxian outpost, and then Project Full Circle comes along, where using slipstream technology, the Federation returns to the Delta Quadrant. Chakotay's captain of Voyager, and they reunite with Neelix.
Oh,
And
wow,
great. Neelix is cool. I think he's got it like a kid on the way at that point.
Oh,
So
awesome.
he's happy.
He's getting some
yeah.
at least.
Oh yeah. Neelix is getting a little
Yeah, because I have to ask that because now the more I delve, especially talking to you, Jason, about Neelix, the more I'm actually suffering post-guilt about maybe some of my impression of him over the time, and I'm thinking now I want to know that it works out for Neelix.
It does. It
All
does.
this
And,
Star Trek
it's
stuff, Paramount, give us an official what happened to Neelix.
It's
That's
Star
okay.
Trek
That's
Neelix. Star Trek.
That's okay.
Yeah, like Lower Decks, you can
It'll
do
go
that.
down like
You can
Leola
do that
Roots
on this
do.
show.
Yeah,
Couldn't
we
you?
can do. Bring back short treks, and let's
Yeah,
have
you could do a short trek on it.
do a short trek and just give us like character epilogues with some of these people. And
Oh, I
Neelix
think
was
the
the
big
victim of
choice.
bad
Right.
writing. I completely agree.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
definitely bad writer. Anyway,
Yeah.
Yes, she was promoted to commander, and she didn't even know what a warp core breach was.
It's all about who you know and not what you know.
And she knew Will. She knew Will biblically, so that's how
Yep.
she got her command. Because he helped her
right.
cheat at the test.
Yeah.
He came in as like, hey, you ever think of like killing somebody to save the ship? What? What? No, that's terrible. Well, that's a hint. Kill somebody to pass the test.
Yeah.
Will, no.
Yeah.
Troy, kill somebody to pass the test.
They made him the clown. They made him the victim all the time, and barely had a hero's episode.
yeah.
They're talking about Neelix,
That's right.
and,
Yes.
and she took the command.
That's right. He
I
was,
bet you-
I mean, like for many episodes, he just played the cuck.
Yes.
Oh wow, Jesus!
But
He's not wrong.
Man, he
He's not.
Really
He's
did.
not wrong.
Like,
Yeah, especially
you know,
Tom Paris
and
always
in
did
fact,
it to him.
I'm not a massive Tom Paris fan.
No.
Because of that.
He was a creep.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he may be a great pilot and all that, but that behavior to me was not on.
It was not
I
okay.
cannot accept it.
And I know a lot of people hate on Neelix because he was like overly possessive with Kess.
Yeah.
But again, this is a man who lost every single family member and friend that he had. So whenever he found somebody that he found love with, yeah, of course he's going to hold on to her, and he's going to be very guarded against people. I really
And
wish
he
they would have
knew
gone more into his psychological
Yeah.
background, why he was doing what he was doing.
But he knew what he was doing in the sense that he was very present. Of the
Yes,
decisions
he
was
knew
making,
what he was
especially
doing was
with
messed
Kez.
up, but it was like his own psychological, need to hold on. And
Right.
eventually he beats that, and he does let her go.
Yeah.
So he does show character growth. But yeah, I agree.
And that's when
victim
the
of bad writing.
and that moment is when the writers let go of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Because really,
He
you
had-
think about it after then, was there some really? Can you think of a wonderful Neelix episode? after
Rise.
that?
Rise was a good
Okay.
episode. Yeah.
Uh.
Yes, he was. Tom
Yeah.
Paris was. Yeah.
So
he got better whenever B'Elanna domesticated them, though. I will say that.
let me ask you:
Yeah.
who's more of a pointless character, Kess or Neelix?
Kess.
Ooh.
Kess.
Yeah.
Kess.
Okay.
And that again, I think
Writing.
that her character should have been like a plethora of opportunities, but they dropped the ball on it every single time. And
Every single one.
Jennifer Lynn could act.
Yeah.
I've said it before. Warlord, where she's possessed by the spirit of the alien warlord, and she like takes
Yeah.
over the planet.
Yeah.
She was killing it in that episode. Elogium was a terrible episode, but she committed to that. And whenever she's having her breakdown about I'm entering my reproductive cycle and I don't know what to do, she's like crying, and she was great at that. And Tuvix was another episode she was great in. Whenever she broke down to Janeway and said, "I want Neelix back. Kill Tuvix." Janeway's like sharpening a knife, going, "I'm sorry, you want me to kill Tuvix?"
Too late.
Yeah, no, but what she would have been, if you were to redo that character now, you just have her on the show for a season.
Yeah.
You know what I
I
mean?
would
She'd
definitely
be a
take
season-long
advantage of the. I would have taken more advantage of the accelerated aging, because
Yeah.
she was only supposed to live for 7 years. I would have kept her on the show for all 7 years, but
Well,
I
I
would
think that
have.
was the initial plan.
I
wasn't
would
it?
have aged her appropriately every year.
So
she would have
every
gotten.
year's makeup would have been
Yeah.
different. Hair would have been.
Yeah, and
Yeah, so really,
Grayer and
by
grayer,
season,
just like Captain Joe Dove here.
yeah, so
Yeah.
by season 4, she's looking middle aged. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like,
Well-
and then you get her as an old lady at
At the
age
end, yeah.
there was
Would have been a great
episode-
acting exercise for her.
Yeah. that would've.
There was an episode of the Thundercats reboot, and I know I'm
Thunder.
going way off on this one, but there was an
Holy
episode of the
shit.
Thundercats reboot where they meet,
What?
yeah, they meet this species that only live like a week,
Oh, okay.
and
Oh.
to this species it's perfectly normal to live a week, and they're to them the Thundercats are like these immortal gods, and they journey with them over the course of a week. And the first day they meet this little boy, and then by the next day the little boy is like a teenager, the next day the boy's a man, and it goes all the way through the week until at the end of the week the little boy dies of old age, and Lionel's his hero, and Lionel learns people are going to look up to me, and it changes everybody. And I just thought, wow, the writers of the Thundercats reboot got this idea better than the Voyager writers did.
Yeah,
Who just
yeah.
basically was like, it's boring, and gave up.
Yeah.
What-
we need
what
boobs.
put up then, Joe, from KB James, is true. If
Yeah,
you
let's be
actually
fair.
think
A
about
lot of the
this,
Voyager characters
Yes.
suffer from the writing.
They do,
They did.
because in
They
the
did.
end, they're what are they focusing on? 3 characters by really the last couple of seasons. Really, the Doctor, it's
Yeah,
7
Janeway,
and
7 of 9.
Janeway,
Yeah,
and the Doctor.
and the Doctor.
They're
Yeah,
your 3 big players. At that
Which
point.
were all great characters, don't get me
They
wrong.
were.
But
Yeah.
Voyager had an incredible ensemble cast. They had incredible characters, and they did drop the ball on a lot of them quite unfairly.
yeah.
Yeah. Who do you think out of all of them got it the worst though? Have we already mentioned it?
Chakotay.
Chakotay has to be up
Chakotay.
there. And
Yeah.
he has to be in the
Chakotay,
discussion, doesn't
Harry,
he?
and Kes,
B'Elanna.
I think, are the I think
Yeah.
B'Elanna at least got. She was kind of like mid-tier, but Chakotay, Kes, and Harry were the
Yeah.
worst,
Really? I mean, Harry, I would
abused, and
say he got-
neglected.
I reckon Harry got screwed with the rank and all that, but he got plenty of screen time.
I
Like,
don't
was
think
on
he ever
most-
really changed as a character, though. I think he was
No.
pretty
Yeah.
much, in the beginning and the end, he was almost the same character. Maybe a little bit more experienced and a lot
That is
less
true.
naive. But to me, he never changed. And it's no offense to Garrett Wong. Garrett Wong worked with what
Yeah.
he was given.
Yeah, no offense, but if you ever want to guest star in our Captain's Quadrant, Garrett, you're more than welcome. We'd
No,
love
this
to
is
have
not
you.
Absolutely.
in any
Yeah.
way insinuating
Absolutely.
Garrett Wong is responsible.
No,
I mean,
no.
This is all in the writer's hands. This is
Yes.
all responsibility of Paramount and its Star Trek.
Yeah, yeah.
And do you think at this point, this is where Bergman's really going off the rail, has he? As the showrunner of the overlord of Star Trek universe.
The supposed
This is-
golden age of Star Trek. No
It
less.
was, man.
Yeah.
I still think Voyager was a good show. I enjoyed
It was a-
Voyager, but it just
Yeah.
it did not make the best use of its characters.
No.
No, yeah, but I think by then is probably when they should have started looking in different directions with Star Trek.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Anyway,
I wish that Ron Berman, not Ron Berman,
Ron Burgundy?
no, not Ron Burgundy, Brandon Braga and Ron,
DeSantis.
more.
not just
Ron
Moore.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
really
Battlestar
wish-
Galactica.
I really wish Ron Moore would have had more influence over Voyager, and it would have ran a little bit more like Battlestar Galactica, where the ship was basically like trashed by the end of the series, like he wanted to.
Yeah.
I honestly think that would have been just
Would have been more accurate.
such an incredible. I mean, imagine if all the damage in Year of Hell would have stuck around.
Yeah.
You know,
That
having
was a
these
great episode. That's
having
my
these
favorite
lasting
Voyager
consequences instead of the ship looks pristine every week.
episode. Yeah.
We as people have actually, I've never spoken to you guys about Battlestar Galactica. We could do a 5-hour chat on Battlestar Galactica.
We could.
yes.
The
I
more
love that.
version because I was.
You know they're
obsessed
rebooting
with
it.
That.
Well, why not?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
why not? Yeah, why not? I mean, like if you look at
As
the first
long as
70s
it's
version,
completely different, that's fine.
different, and then you see the version they did in the early 2000s. Yeah, absolutely. Do something. Keep the same core tenets, but do something different.
You know what I would love for them to do? They did a comic book reimagining of Battlestar 1980,
Oh.
and it was really good. I mean, it
Okay.
was like super good. And I guess it didn't sell because they were supposed to have done a sequel called Battlestar 1981, but they never did it. But I'm not kidding. This was one of the best Battlestar Galactica comic books I'd ever read, and it was great. Got a corner office at Starfleet.
World's
Still-
oldest living ensign. He's got a corner office at Starfleet, full staff of aides, and still only one damn pip on his shoulder.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah,
if there's
thank you,
any,
Aaron.
if there is any justice in the world, he'll show up on Star Trek Picard as an admiral.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe.
It'd
He'll
be
be the
funny
one
if he
that-
was still ensign, though.
I wouldn't do
You-
that
you
to
know-
him.
You know, in this day and age, too, I think it's fair to say when you look back at it, really is so culturally disappointing that a character like Harry Kim was just to work in the office, basically,
Yeah.
which is Starship. You know, it
Yeah.
wasn't really like it. You know, from an Asian American, well, sorry, not Asian American, but from an Asian perspective, it's like, you know what I mean. So you definitely wouldn't do that now.
No, no.
Harry Kim would have a bit.
Yeah,
You can also put him on lower decks.
Have him be an admiral on lower decks. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, the convict got a promotion before.
I
Harry.
know
It's
they demoted Tom and then re-promoted him, and
Yeah.
if I was Garrett
yeah.
Wong, I'd have walked off the show at that point. I
Yeah.
He
seriously
should show
would
up on
have.
lower decks as the
But then
ensign
again,
major.
I know Garrett probably liked having paychecks, so I can't really knock him. for that.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
he's living off those residuals from
Hey.
now until the
And
end.
their podcast that's got quite a
Mhm.
following. So, all right,
It's a
let's
great
go into
podcast.
yeah, almost as good as ours. So let's go
Almost.
into our final segment.
Speculation.
I ask you, Captain, what conclusion would you draw?
What are our future speculations on the next episode of Lower Decks?
I've
What's
got
it
one.
called? I don't even know.
Oh, well, I've got one for you. My speculation is, I thought I had it up on screen.
You're fired.
Trying to be smart, and then my timing
You're
was
demoted.
off. I've just been demoted. No,
it's
the name of
classified.
yeah, room for growth.
Room
That's
for
what I've
growth.
got. Room for growth.
Hmm.
So,
That's what the episode is called. Is Room
Yeah,
for Growth.
room for growth. Yeah,
Oh, we
probably
can surmise
Tandy's.
on that. This
Tandy's
is-
Somebody-
probably
Somebody's
getting
going
promoted.
to get. Somebody's going to get hit with a growing beam. A growing
You know,
beam. Yeah.
Because you could argue the fact, it's about someone's emotional growth. The character's going to go through a journey. Nah, it's Lower Decks. It's basically what you're saying, Jason.
Yeah.
It's
Or
literally somebody's going to turn into a giant.
A giant koala.
look at that. Or
Hey,
Tandy's
could it
going to
be?
get that promotion.
Could be.
What were you going to say?
Well-
Could it be what?
I said it could be. I don't know. I
How
mean,
about that?
we did see that Lower Decks clip of the sequel to
Oh, yes, of course.
yeah.
Yeah.
Vindica. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
that's not this
Coming up.
coming episode,
Crisis
is it?
Point 2, I believe.
Oh, that Crisis Point 2. So it's not the same episode. Okay.
Yeah.
Not a desk writing
No.
admiral.
Harry Kim, and then I've seen pictures of it.
Of what?
Seen pictures of what?
The
The
next
episode coming up.
Oh,
No,
Tindy gets
Tindy
promoted.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
spoilers, dude.
Yeah, spoilers.
Nah, this is what it's all about.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
talking about what it
speculation.
could be.
Yeah.
You know, eventually one of them's got to get promoted, especially
Yeah,
if they're
but
getting this
she-
much exposure on the Enterprise of the California classes.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought her, though, would be the one they would choose. Maybe because it's...
That's why she's the most likely one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she's so insecure. So
Right.
doubtful in her abilities. That she'd be
Okay,
just
what
constant anxiety. as soon
Barkley?
as she gets
Barkley
promoted.
made lieutenant. Tindy can make lieutenant.
Yeah. Agree.
That's true.
Agree.
And Barkley had some way darker issues.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I would
yeah.
be banned from the holodeck for life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's the
Aw.
reason why they have to clean out the biofilters on the holiday. all the time.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Well, that's gonna wrap it up for this episode
Yeah.
of Lower Decks recap with our good friends. That's So Jason and Speedy McWheels, who's got some great glasses.
Mhm.
Yeah, Elton John.
Yeah, we need to find more about the secrets of Rutherford's.
Oh
implant.
yeah, that was a big cliffhanger, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I'm thinking section 31.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That would be a
Yeah,
great
I
way
think
to
I'd
bring
have to
back.
agree with that.
That'd be a great way to bring back
Machine.
Bashir,
Ooh.
because a lot of
Oh.
people say that he's going to be like running section 31 sometime in the future, and I agree.
Why?
I think that would be great.
Well,
'Cause remember, he
is
was
it
always
great
messing-
because
He
he's always
knows
been
all.
messed with by them.
He knows all of their secrets. He's
Yeah, true.
already enhanced, and
Yep.
he's the one who would be the one to recognize that no, this organization does need to continue, but it needs a new direction, and he'd be the one who thinks he's going to do it, only to get pulled into that darkness that is Section 31.
Yeah, I was going to
and-
say,
Yeah.
and I like the idea of that though.
Yeah.
That he goes in there with the best intentions to clean house, but it's too big.
Yeah.
It's too sinister. There's secret people pulling strings that you can never know about, and that works.
That's probably going to
season
be the
finale.
finale, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a Vulcan implant, and KB Game says,
Vulcan.
I'm betting
Could be
Romulan.
Romulan. Could be
Yeah.
Romulan.
Could be
Yeah.
Romulan.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Borg?
Nah, I don't think Borg.
Modified
No.
Borg?
I'm still
Maybe
thinking it's gonna-
Jem'Hadar.
I'm still thinking
I've
it's
done
going to be Section 31 because the people
like
who,
that
in the
one.
flashback was really, they just seemed very casually human to me.
Yeah. Section 31 works, especially because they were exposed to the Jem'Hadar, and they were planning those the viruses on the founders. So let's say they went and said, okay, we need to experiment with this viewfinder that they have because you can get a lot out of it, and Cisco even used it. So that would make a lot of sense if it was Section 31. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speedy McWheels. Nah, when they kidnapped
Mhm.
Geordi and brainwashed him.
I mean, that's a possibility too. Romulans are a possibility. I'm all
Yeah,
for it.
there's an open table for everything.
Absolutely.
All right, so that's going to wrap it up for us in the Captain's Quadrant. Make sure you check us out on all our fabulous socials. There we go. You can find me at Captain's Quadrant at Spectrum Sanctum. at This Dungeon or at To Be Seen. You can find our Good Science Officer at Pop Culture Spread or CQ Jason, Captain Quadrant Jason. And our Speedy McWheels, as he's better known on TikTok and all the other socials as Jason Roy Gaston, which is, I think, a fake name. And if you want to read some of the great writings that he has to present and see some of our other videos, you can check him out on his personal website, jasongaston.net.
If you're a
also,
fan of,
you can also buy my book.
Oh, you have a book? Wow, Star Seeker.
Yes, it's a very good book. I was reading it last night, and I'm very talented.
You're
fantastic. You wrote legit. You wrote a book.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, there's words in it and everything. It's quite wordy. Yes.
Well, I would like.
Wait,
a copy of
can
that
I-
book.
Can I ask you a question?
How
Is
do
there
I
any
buy
math
it?
problems in there?
Actually, it's funny you should ask.
Oh,
Let's see.
What, about where I can buy it, or if there's any math questions?
Let's see. Hold on. Oh, darn it. No, never mind. There's no math.
All right. But where can they buy it?
You can buy it on Amazon. You can buy it on Lulu. And I will be doing a book signing at Borders next week until security throws me out.
Beautiful.
You really got me there. I was like, "Whoa, this guy!" Do you want me to sign my
It's a
book?
legit.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a legit book, Joe.
Yeah, I know, but
it's an actual
Talking
book.
about the
Yes.
signing. Yeah.
Yeah.
no, the signing part that was great.
There's
That was great. Look at you!
Yeah,
That's a
look at
great
you,
pick.
picture of your
You and your dog. You and
my
your
little
dad.
dog Fizzgig.
Your little Fizzgig.
You know, we can talk about. We'll have to do an interview about that another time.
Yeah,
another
yeah.
show.
Wait, you read your own work?
Own
Of course
work?
I do. I'm amazing. No, I actually picked it up last night because it's been a few years since I wrote it, and I was just like, because I'm working on a sequel right now, and I was just like,
Okay.
oh yeah, I forgot about all this.
What happened in that first book I wrote?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
all
know.
right,
Which
guys.
genre? Which genre is it?
It's science fiction.
Okay.
Oh, nice. Okay,
Fantastic.
fitting. All right, guys. Till next week. Live long and prosper.
It could have said erotic thriller. I mean,
Well,
Erotic sci-fi thriller.
it can be more than one thing.